Hey everyone. I'm gonna be honest up front. Some of my group members are gonna be disappointed in me because I still haven't came up with a company name yet. I'm putting my cop out as I'm an engineer. I'm good at developing things. I'm terrible at naming things. I've actually been joking with some of my team members, some of my group members about needing a co-founder purely for naming purposes. But company name. Insert company name here. We provide more comfort and control in your home. Our easy-to-use system prevents hot spots, cold spots, and thermostat arguments in your home by providing precise custom temperature control in each room. So what does that mean? Most houses have these little vents here. Industry calls them registers, but it's an AC vent. And for a ton of different reasons, different rooms will get hotter or colder than other rooms. At the end of the day, air conditioned system, there's a thermostat somewhere, usually in the main living area, and that is the feedback for the AC system. So you set a temperature, all it's really going to do is get you the temperature right at that spot. It doesn't care what's happening in any of the other rooms or even the same room but 10 feet over. It's just at that one exact spot where the thermostat is. So how is this different? We'll still have a thermostat with touchscreen control. That way you can control all these room temperatures there, or through a cell phone app. This is a smart device, so everyone assumes cell phones, but I'm not a big fan of apps myself, and I know a lot of people aren't, so I want to have that touchscreen option available on the thermostat. All of the registers, not only will they control how open and closed they are, but they will have a temperature sensor there. And not there as in, like, it's not going to be stuck. It will be stuck on the thing. It won't be reading the temperature right there because that's going to be skewed. When the AC's on, that's going to cool off faster than the room. The heat's on, it's going to heat up faster. So it's going to use another type of temperature sensor that looks at the room and gives you the average temperature for that room. And that's how that is going to be controlled. So for what I've learned, so as I said, I'm an engineer. Actually, I'm the head of a new product development department at the company I work for. So I've already learned years ago. I've been doing this for almost 11 years now. So I learned years ago the concept of MVP and iterating on that. So that wasn't new. What was new was using that concept for every part of the company. I've heard people talk about a business model canvas, but I had never went through the process like this. And I really enjoyed going through and doing what I do with a product to develop a product and using that to develop this startup. That was pretty cool. I will say, my biggest lesson learned was applying what I already know to the whole company. So I'm not going to go through each individual thing, but I did have 3 things that I thought were worth talking about. The first was the actual product. I really didn't expect this to become the real product. The product itself has almost not changed at all. There's going to be some additional upgrades and stuff that are available, but the MVP has stayed the same. Some of the upgrades have changed. I added one, but the MVP is the same. 90% of the product's the same. I really didn't think it would take off as much. I was looking at the intro conversations about this where you start with something and a lot of people pivot based on their conversations with other people and potential customers. So I really expected that to happen. I pleasantly surprised to find out that I accidentally stumbled upon a pretty good product from the very beginning. So much so that I'm probably going to actually pursue this. I'm going to have to wait until after the MBA program because I got too much stuff going on. But I'm still going to be working on the prototype in the background and try to have the product worked out before I graduate. That way I can kind of hit the ground running with that. So that was one of the lessons learned, was that I lucked up and had a good product from the beginning. The other one was, I guess it's kind of like most things when you really think about it. Most things like this when you think about it. I had a kind of surprising change in the value proposition. I had 4 items in the value proposition in the beginning, and I ended with 3, and it was 3 of those 4. The one that dropped was part of the system. One of the benefits of this system is it's going to heat or cool your home in the most efficient manner possible. So I thought, energy savings. A lot of people talk about going green. It's probably skewed because I live in Pensacola. So 1, United States, and 2, Southern United States. But I took a trip to Orlando and another one to California during this class and did some interviews in those places. And I was kind of surprised to get the same results in both of those as well. Energy efficiency. No one cared. They thought it was cool, but I was like, that's neat, but it wouldn't be a deciding factor. They didn't care enough. It's cool to have it on the box if it makes it on the box, but they cared more about the other 3, which was comfort, control, and the ease of use. The other thing was the customers. I kind of thought, landlords would be more excited about this. So the 2 big things is residential and commercial. So commercial would be you have an office building, a bunch of different offices. It'd be much cheaper to use this than a damping system, to have each individual office have their own climate control. So I was thinking office building owners would love this. That's something that they would get to charge extra for and brag about. Same thing with landlords. I have a lot of family members and friends who had roommates over the years, and you'd have arguments over what's the temperature supposed to be, because this girl likes it this temperature, and that girl's boyfriend likes it this temperature, and you get into all kinds of arguments. So I thought, again, landlords could brag about that and maybe even charge more money because they would get to be and give that extra control to their tenants. Landlords didn't care. On the flip side, business owners cared because a lot of times they would still have to pay the power bill. They would be the ones that had to deal with the upset employees when the person down the hall needs it really hot and the one on this side of the hall needs it real cold, and everyone's arguing. You have the control, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really affect business efficiency as much. I'm sure it affects it some, but a lot of them was talking about it just cuts out some headaches, and for the cost of the system, it was well worth the headaches. And then instead of residential landlords, a lot of renters and homeowners, they were the ones that were really excited about it. Which again kind of makes sense because they're the ones that actually be experiencing it. But I thought the energy efficiency would be a big thing, and I also thought the landlords would like it and be able to brag about it, and they didn't really care. So I'd say those 2 are the most surprising, but also kind of obvious after I learned it things. The rest of them was just details. Again, the key takeaway lesson learned for me was applying what I do every day, developing products to developing the startup, and not just talking to customers, but on some of these other things, talking to some key partners and some suppliers, digging a little bit more into customer relationships in particular. To me, that includes a lot of marketing stuff. And as I said, I'm an engineer, really bad at naming things, not so great at the marketing of things either. So talking to people and kind of turning, what I did was I looked at the marketing, the customer relationships channels, all those. I looked at these as products. So just like I talk to customers in the day-to-day and help nail down how to develop a product and what they really want, I did the same thing with these, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the class. I hope y'all all did too, and good luck to us all, not just with this class, but for the rest of our degree programs. Thank y'all.